There you go.
Hey, everybody.
Are you Mike Tyson?
I'm Mike number 7.
Number 7. I'm Joel Comm.
I'm Travis Wright.
And we are the Bad Crypto Podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boo.
You guys suck.
Boo. No tomatoes.
Yeah, please.
Right.
Only rotten ones. So glad to see you guys here. Thanks, Mo, for having us here at this awesome conference. And we're going to do a killer panel in just a moment. But
we're not going to kill anybody.
No, but it's going to be a killer panel.
Okay.
But before we do, though, Travis and I have been going down the rabbit hole of what we think is the killer app of Ethereum, and that is non-fungible tokens, NFTs.
That is true. Who here has had any NFTs yet? Anybody experienced with NFTs? Right on.
All right.
So what we've done at every event that we go to now in 2020, we are creating a special rare collectible for that event that we get designed to make it all looking all hilarious, and then we hand them out.
Right.
And so
what we've got here is we're going to have Ryan. Everybody give it up for Ryan right here. Hi,
he's
Ryan.
on our team. He's the bad crypto guy.
He's a bad
We got
crypto
Devin
guy
over there as well.
Yep. And if you get a chance to say hello to our producer, Chris Pulley, he's in the house. And our COO, Chris Pulley, and our producer, Aaron Sell.
Right
Wherever they
there,
are.
right
there they are. Hi.
Wave your hand, Miss Aaron.
Yeah.
She's awesome. She helps make the magic
keeps us
work.
in line.
Got Chris Pulley over there. He helps makes the dream work with the teamwork.
So here's what these are. The team's going to come around, slap down one of these stickers. Each one is unique. They're going to go in front of you. If you have a Trust Wallet, a Coinomi, anything that has collectible Ethereums in it, then you'll just scan this with your camera, open up your web browser, and paste your Ethereum address in, and you will get the collectible NFT from this event for Bad Crypto.
This event only.
And
only people can get it that are here.
And it'll be worth
$0.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
It is worth $0, just like most of my portfolio.
And if you hodl it,
it will still be worth $0.
But it'll be awesome because you'll have been here. All right, we're ready to have this illustrious panel.
We're ready to have this illustrious panel. This is going to be exciting.
All right, first up, we have the founder and your host for today's event, Mr. Moe Levin. Give him a hand.
Mr. Mo!
No,
yes,
Mo.
Mo just comes up and he's just like burning money. He's like, woo!
Whoa.
Damn, that almost got your hair, Mr. Joe Comm. Watch out for that. Flaming money.
What's your favorite kind of Shrem, Mr. Travis Wright?
I like Shrem cocktail. I like to dip the Shrems in.
You like some Shrem gumbo?
I'm a big fan of that. Not a big fan of the Shrem gumbo. I love Shrem cocktail.
What do you think of some Charlie Shrem?
Oh, big fan of Charlie Shrem. Let's get Charlie a big welcome right here.
That's okay. Take your time.
Charlie Shrem.
Shrem fried rice.
Shrimp fried rice with the pink flamingo shirt. Very nice.
Right,
that's very nice. That's so fancy.
How about a crypto OG?
OG, crypto man, like mining master, the supreme leader of mining, Mr. Marshall Long.
Oh, yeah. And the crowd goes.
You gave me an inch, I took a mile, I told you.
And finally, a last-minute addition who is not on the screen and said, please, 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 can I be on your show again? COO, is that right? COO of Bitcoin.com, Mr. Mate Tokay. It's Tokay with us. Come on.
Yes. That is bad. We are the Bad Dad Bod podcast.
You're on the screen now, brother. All right. We're going to panelify, but before we do,
I got a mic?
Everybody's got a mic. We need uniform. You guys got to be in the proper uniform right here.
Very nice.
There we go.
Oh, man.
Oh, did I mess up your hair?
Carly's hair.
There we go. And Mate, we didn't know you were coming to the last minute, so
okay, but look at the hair.
Imaginary hat.
We don't want to mess up Mate's hair. That is so nice.
You don't want to mess up the hair. I got you. Oh, thank you.
It's like, I don't want that.
Mo's like, hell no.
I don't want or need that. Mr. Travis Wright, since we just talked about NFTs, I think maybe we kick things off right here because what I just said is that I believe, I don't know what you think. You can tell me your opinion. I think
Testing 1, 2.
That thing is on. And you're lit. That NFTs could end up being the killer app of Ethereum, especially when you look at gaming, right? And how many skins and weapons and tradable cards and all that. So this is going to be a free-for-all. You guys are going to have to fight for who's talking. And so I just want to know your thoughts.
Well, none of these people play games, so I'm going to take this one.
Counter-Strike.
You don't play Counter-Strike. You tried to play Counter-Strike.
Oh!
You're bad.
Shots fired.
Damn.
When are we doing our Halo party?
He plays chess. I saw him playing chess.
But
Okay.
he has an esports team.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
NFTs are cool. They're too hard to use. That's it.
I think there's some truth to that. NFTs are a lot harder to use than to buy additional themes, skins, whatever online on some games you play. And if you buy through the Steam store, anything, it takes a second and you get a new skin. Anytime you're using crypto still, it's cumbersome, and that sucks. The thing is, there is value in collectibles. Stamp collecting is making a revival. Trading card games, Pokemon is making a revival. There are these things that are coming back, and there is some value to these. But if you can fix the cumbersomeness and how difficult it is to get them and hold them and to showcase that there is value. Like, CryptoKitties came out. That was dope. It came out at the right time, though, and so it's unclear whether or not that was the killer app or not, but still hard to use.
Killer kitties.
It was a pain in the ass. Anybody having a pain in the ass time trying to get that NFT in there? Yeah, it is tough. It is, because you scan it, you got to make sure your address is right, but not the wrong you don't want the Coinbase address. You want to make sure it's not one of those.
You're going to lose something. Something's
Yeah.
going to get messed up along the way, and you have people like Reeve Collins making Block V, which is great in theory, but difficult in practice, and you need global adoption and deployment of whatever app, software, website takes time.
Yeah.
And so the way I look at it is that we need to build the underlying technology, and we need to work on education in order to make all of that happen and get to the mass adoption. Because
But
right
it
now,
shouldn't need education, right? It should be as simple as, here's your collectible, right?
well, but
Boom.
it's too complicated for that, right?
Well, I mean, the integration with the mainstream providers is just like almost too hard because they're making so much money and they don't really want to deal with anybody else. That's the big
and you might have gotten me wrong by me. What I meant by education, like you need to educate the businesses. It's you need to educate those businesses why to use it, and they don't know why they need to use it.
I'm curious, just by a show of hands, who has collected at least one NFT into their wallet before? Yeah, so really just a few people at a crypto conference.
That's true.
Yeah, but I've seen, so Pokemon cards have made a revival. And in every card pack, there's also a serial code that you use to add tokens on I think
What is there, a Poke chain?
the store, or I think you could get digital cards.
It's digital cards online.
And it's almost like when they have the Coca-Cola giveaways and you type in that serial code. It is like collecting something, so it's more of a hybrid model. Rather than having digital versions of physical things, you have both a digital version and a physical version. Is that the sort of hybrid that's going to get us to the future where there are a lot more NFTs, or are NFTs bullshit and nobody should work on them?
I want to ask you guys this, because we got a lot of crypto OGs on here. Let's give them another round of applause, because these are the guys that were helping everybody understand it along the way early on. Like, this has been like 10, 12 years now with crypto for some of you guys. Like, maybe kind of reflect a little bit about where we've been, and then like where you think where are we going? Because it seems like in a lot of ways we're still early.
I remember I used to stop.
We could let other panelists speak.
Well, I mean, I'm the prettiest one, so. I used to not tell people I was into Bitcoin because the inherent response would be like, "Oh, you're a drug dealer, right?" And so for a long time.
And you were.
Well, publicly, no. So I just didn't tell anybody. And now it's a lot easier. This morning, I gave the concierge guy at the Airbnb one of those ballet wallets, and he understood it instantly. So it's way different now.
When you did that, Bobby Lee did a dance.
That's right. He popped out of nowhere and just started dancing around. It was cool.
good.
Yeah.
So with NFT, I think that to expand on a little bit, when you mentioned collectibles, sorry, I'm jumping back.
You can jump back and then
Charlie,
jump forward.
we
That's
moved
good.
on,
Okay.
Charlie.
You're Charlie Shrem. You do what you like.
So I think, and just this is from personal experience, it's going to happen where you won't know it's going to happen. I'll give you a perfect example. I bought a painting the other day, and I'm getting it shipped to the house, and I got an email from Verisart saying that the ownership of this painting has now been transferred to you on the Bitcoin blockchain. And I'm like, whoa! Like, that's so fucking cool. I didn't expect that to happen. So I wanted the painting, but the value add was that the fact now is I have the provenance of the painting on the Bitcoin blockchain. We talk about skins, NFTs. What's going to happen is Second Life or one of these virtual worlds that's already selling skins, weapons, horses, whatever. You guys know that stuff. You play games. And then what's going to happen is eventually one of these companies will start oh, you're buying this skin? Hey, this is cool. We connected with this wallet on this blockchain, and you can track all of your, your skins and everything on this blockchain. And that's probably what you'll see in the beginning. It'll be novelty, maybe gimmicky, but then eventually people will say, oh, this is cool because I can trade my horse in this game for a sword in that game. And that's how you'll see this development start to happen, in my opinion.
I think that provenance thing is going to happen also and it is happening along the food chain as well.
Yeah.
So it's coming along, and sometimes you can order some food and you can then look up where the food is from and all that, and that's kind of interesting.
When you go to a grocery store and they have a banana there, that banana has probably been in 10 different warehouses and touched by like 15 different hands.
Or taped to a wall and
Taped
sold
to-
for $120,000. Yeah. So.
Now answer the damn question I had a minute ago, Charlie.
It was about being an OG, and if I remember your question correctly.
Where are we going? The future.
Where are we going in the future? I think we're still continuing to grow. Like we're here, we're doing this show, we're building companies, we're building products, we're launching new things, and it's really every year that we're still back here in this room is like another year of accomplishment.
Guys?
Yeah, it is an accomplishment to be back here year after year, and this is the building phase again. This is the part of the cycle where everybody gets down to work. But also, throughout the last 12 months, we just keep seeing more and more big companies and organizations doing something interesting with blockchain technology, something that we aren't doing. Like, they just come up with new use cases, implement it, and without asking us. There's just more.
Right,
And that's cool.
it seems like everywhere, every day, we're moving forward, and yet one day it's going to take the masses by surprise, and they're going to go, what just happened? Where did that come from? And it's going to seem like it happened overnight. But for those who have been in this a while, this long, painful journey of biddling and the ups and downs, it's clearly not overnight. I mean, you guys, a couple of you are going on a decade here almost.
Blockchain technology works best when a lot of people are plugged into it. And
That is a very true statement. That should be like on a T-shirt.
I'll make one
Say
for
that
you.
again.
No, but blockchain technology works best when more and more companies, organizations, and people are plugged into it.
And all interfacing with each other.
And so what's happened over the years is more and more people are interfacing, getting plugged into it, and then it just keeps working better and better. This has nothing to do with the price or how the market is doing. It's just more and more people are plugging in, which means more and more cool things can be developed. And it will hit us all by surprise when you just say, wow, everything is using this super boring technology of mutualized databases.
So, like you said, there's a lot of things happening in the industry, and there are a lot of great minds working and a lot of great companies, as we can see. But most of the questions that I still get from people who actually know about cryptocurrency is like, yeah, great, I get it. Where can I buy it, and where can I spend it? And I think this is something that eventually we have made a great progress, because the on-ramps in regards to getting cryptocurrency has been made a lot more simpler. People can just buy it with the credit or debit card. They can do really easy wire transfers through exchanges. Of course, we still have the barriers of AML, KYC, and all that. But people are gonna fight through that, right? It's like wrestling a baby tiger. But if you wanna get it, then you're going to go through that AML, KYC, or just put in your debit card and credit card, and you are actually going to own cryptocurrencies.
And I just
spend too much time on Mike
Tyson.
Tyson.
Right. And then the next question will be, okay, then what can I do with it? And that's also important. And I think now there are more and more companies and places, brick and mortar and online as well, where they actually accept cryptocurrencies. So at the end of the day, we need that loop to close.
We need the loop to close. And what's scary is that it is so easy to buy crypto now. In 2017, 2018, when there was a crazy hype to 20K, you still needed 4 days to get verified, and then make an account, and then verify further. So it was like 2 weeks delay before you can, if you didn't know about crypto, to buy
That's why it
crypto.
pumped, though, because of FOMO. People have to wait 4 days to
Big
buy
FOMO.
it.
But now if there's FOMO, you could just, with your credit card, debit card. Are you
Instant
yawning on
gratification.
stage? Are you yawning on our stage?
Are you bored,
He was
Marshall?
playing video games.
When Mo talks, I kind of just doze off a little bit.
How long have
you need the Red Bull?
How long have you guys been doing this show?
Since July 2017, over 8 million downloads, over 400 episodes. We've talked to all you clowns now.
Congratulations. That's so amazing.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
That's like
Thanks, guys.
a few years now. What type of data and metrics can you tell us about, like, who are the people that are listening to your show? Like, where are they coming from? Because it's a litmus test for our industry.
Yeah.
My statistics, dwarf yours, but so tell us, like, where. I'm curious, like, how it works. my numbers are not.
Be nice.
close.
Be nice to Charlie. He's a man of great stature. Come on. And his wife.
Oh,
was
I just
awesome,
realized
too.
what I did to myself there. Yeah.
Oh, self-burn. Ow. So demographics.
Yeah, so we have, most of it's still dudes that listen to our show.
Okay.
People who, I think since our show is, sort of, we crack jokes a lot. I think so. It's people who tend to like humor.
Are you saying chicks don't have a sense of humor?
Well, I think so, but it just looking at the
Yikes.
statistics, it just
You know,
shows
a
us
lot of the people that came up to us here were women.
gotta go.
Yeah.
That
we gotta
came to the booth. Like, I don't
Yeah.
want to get in trouble
We're
here.
never
Like,
getting late again. We're never getting late again, ever.
It's all over. It's I would say of our listenership, which no surprise, we're about 55% U.S., followed by Australia, mate.
That's true.
Put another prawn on the
Australia
bobby.
is a huge crypto community.
Yeah.
And I noticed that. I want to actually talk about that because I read an article
Also India.
yesterday about somebody who went to Australia. They go to Australia or New Zealand, and then all of their digital devices get strip searched, and literally like, what do you have on here? And this person got all embarrassed because like nude videos of him and his lover were they were like, oh, it's good to see normal porn for a change, is what like the TSA agent said.
If he didn't turn his phone over to the authorities, there was a $5,000 fine, I think, and prison time.
Prison time.
Like there was,
Yeah.
like if you're gonna go to Australia, don't bring your regular phone with
It's a
you.
big nanny state.
Yeah.
Yeah. it is.
Well, they have no constitution, right?
Oh,
So
really?
they
I
have no
didn't know
Bill
that.
of Rights.
I'm not sure any of this is true.
That's true. The same thing is in New Zealand.
You are fake
No,
news,
the
Mr.
same thing
Travis
happens
Wright.
in New Zealand. Like they literally will look at your device when you go in.
You know how quick it is for me to cut your mic.
This is fake news right here in person. No, but actually it's true. Like in New Zealand and in Australia, they will look at your device. Not everyone. I think like if you come in and look a little suspicious, maybe they will.
But then if
yeah.
you come to the U.S., don't you have to unlock the phone if you ask to?
If you are not a U.S. citizen, I've never been asked to see my phone
So
as a U.S. citizen, but I have heard of other people who've come to
There's
America that's had to
if
look
you
at
ever anyone who knows flying back into the U.S., we all you guys all do it frequently. You go to customs, and then I don't know if you've ever gone to secondary. Is that they've ever asked you to go?
Tell me about your experience traveling back to America.
So I like live in secondary.
Yeah.
I used to. Thankfully, it hasn't been the past few times. I would take a paperback book with me because you can't use your phone in there either. And I just wait like an hour, and usually it's fine. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. So the one time I was in there, I was landing in Tampa. I like to come into the country back like in Florida or the southern states. They're nicer. But I was in there, and the guy, he goes, oh, I know your name. Oh, yeah, crypto. Oh, did you hear this token I want to talk to you about? And I'm like,
what?
Please just stamp my passport. And he's like, no.
Oh, I got this shitcoin project.
No,
you
it
gotta know
was
about.
it was like an adult. It was like a porn token or something. Yeah, Vice token or something.
Nice.
And he was like trying to sell me on it. at
Now
the
bend
custom.
over and spread your cheeks real
Yeah.
quick, and we'll get you out of here.
I have another story about that, but not for the
Okay,
stage.
I think there needs to be some intervention here.
You just took selfies with my phone.
Yeah, because you were showing me the article, which was like...
You're like it's fake news, and you don't know
And he goes,
that.
and I look fabulous.
and we'll have to delve deeper into that. The point is, there are, we are facing some new rules and regulations, right? And there is the question of these cross-border, carrying your crypto with you, because you're supposed to claim, if you're taking more than $10,000 in a instrument with you.
I think generally regulators and customs are taking an approach which is they don't understand super well what's going on.
Show me your Bitcoin.
And that's what it is.
It's in my pocket.
It's they don't understand well, and they become punitive and weird about when people travel. I will fly to London a lot, and I just tell people I'm a graphic designer because they don't know what other questions to ask.
Like you don't dare actually carry a fax.
make me
If they
look-
look at your glasses, it's actually
They're like,
really
okay,
easy
yeah,
to
he's a graphic
right?
designer.
Make me a picture,
Yeah,
Mo.
yeah.
One time I'm like, Bitcoin, they said, come with me,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
I'm
Picture.
Elton John's nephew.
Can you draw something? They take out a paper and pen.
But then getting back to that question, like if they ask you, do you have any crypto coins on your phone, and then you say no, and that can be true, but then what if you have the 12 word seeds written in your notebook?
Right,
And
are
then
you really
actually have
carrying it?
You know what
the
I mean?
crypto's on the blockchain. No, it's not on my phone. The files are in the computer. It's out there.
But
It's,
generally speaking, globally, it's becoming more loose. I think that's changing. It's not as strict or weird. You'll always have somebody who's.
Well, the reality is most people keep their money on an exchange like a dum-dum anyway, so.
That's true.
That is true.
Yeah.
Can we have a show of hands? How many dum-dums in the house? No, don't do that.
We got one. We got one.
I got one big dum-dum.
Get your money off
What
your
up, Bart?
exchanges, gang. Don't keep them there.
Not
Yeah,
your
but
keys, not your coins.
The narrative has changed in that, and it used to be like not your keys, not your coins, and proof of keys was such a bigger deal and everything. But now it's scary to see that that's like a lot of these exchanges and apps are basically saying no, keep your money on the exchange.
They'll give you,
and
like, interest on your
staking
coins and stuff,
loans
yeah.
and interest, and it's very bad because their security hasn't gotten much better. And so if you're keeping your money at a custodial place that offers interest, there are some of them that are like regulated and have trust. They have trust, and they're bonded, and so they offer a little bit less of an interest rate, like 7 or 8% instead of like 13. You're better off going with that over than the 13% because those could be fly-by-night companies. I mean, you gotta be super careful with a lot of these coins and tokens and these places where you're keeping your coin because they're offering like 1% a day, and it's just a scam, but it seems legit.
Be connect.
That's true.
Or the modern versions of it, yeah?
Yeah. So as OGs, you guys, Bitcoin's obviously exciting for everyone. Are you Bitcoin Cash for you down there? But what is going on in the market? Or what are you seeing? Like, what developments or innovations that are you seeing that are like, damn, like this could be really cool?
I think
MoCoin.
MoCoin is going to be huge in 2020. We're launching Glasses Coin.
That's very good.
I know what the logo is going to be.
Yeah, glasses on the blockchain. I don't understand the question.
Yeah, what in the industry is exciting aside from maybe Bitcoin? Like, what innovations are going, damn, this is awesome? Is there anything that you see that like, this is the next thing, this is cool?
Maybe
I
speak
think-
Russian.
Yeah.
I think, security tokens are just not as attractive as people think they will be.
Because volatility is attractive.
Volatility is attractive, and there's more arbitrage opportunities and more different opportunities. The thing is, what a lot of things in crypto represent is a new investment vehicle that isn't yet legal or able to be invested in on normal avenues.
Yeah.
And so when there are opportunities like security tokens that are a new innovative thing, this NBA player said, I'm going to forward sell the next 4 years of my salary to people and give them a 5% return on their investment based on my earnings or something. That's an opportunity to invest in something that isn't able to be invested in. That's cool. You can't buy shares in that. You need to do it with something like blockchain tech. So the more interesting opportunities that can be created that are not able to be invested in normal avenues is cool. Then you have the overarching, like macro, weird, crazy stuff, like Australia being on fire and Iranians being assassinated,
Right.
which can, like immediately gold price went up, Bitcoin price went up, something weird happened. And then Putin fired his entire regime. Like weird things happen, and then some people will flee into crypto. And if there's capital controls that go on because of the Yellow Party and the Hong Kong protests, or something happens with the Yellow Vests in Paris, or something happens in South America, some things could be catalysts to crazy changes and fluctuations in prices, but that doesn't mean it's innovative. It's just fear and speculation.
Yeah, I hope 2020 is the year people figure out DeFi. On the surface, it's cool.
It's really
I think everybody's trying to speculate a bit that it could be cool, but like,
What
to
does DeFi?
Mo's point, decentralized finance. But in
Didn't
general,
know what it stood for a while.
in general, things like how can you do a uncollateralized loan? You could probably do that on a blockchain. I don't think anybody's cracked it yet, but having no security deposit, stuff like that to get a loan, that would open up a huge market. So I think 2020 could be big for DeFi.
There's so much noise, especially during bull markets, and what? So much noise. And
You could just kick him if, he gets super annoying.
what was really cool. Did I ever tell you when Marshall wrote like a handwritten white paper to me in prison? That's another story.
No.
You gotta listen to Untold Stories for that one.
Tell that one. Yeah, that sounds good.
Let's hear it.
But no, what was I saying though?
I don't care. I want to hear about the white
About
paper.
that, right after
Why don't you
Di-
tell
right
him
after
this story?
Di-Fi.
So maybe like a week before Charlie had to report to jail, we were working on some kind of deal, and I inadvertently messed it up and screwed Charlie out of some money and blah, blah, blah. But so when he went to prison, I was like, man, I feel really bad. So I wonder what kind of stuff this guy wants to read. And I was like, wait, Charlie's like a huge nerd. Let me just write some stuff. So I got out some hand paper just because I didn't have a printer and I was also bored. And so I started writing a bunch of stuff. And so we exchanged a few letters, handwritten a few white
You
papers.
were in Malaysia, so
Yeah.
I was mailing letters to Malaysia from Pennsylvania. And you know how
they were-
expensive that is?
You didn't have to pay for it.
Yes, I did.
When they
No, it's
arrived, they're all like opened and like you could tell that
Yeah,
somebody
read
had ripped
through.
them before and stuff.
Nice.
But I could tell at the end he was getting really bored. He was like, "Hey, the next one you send, there's this like type of encryption you can do with a deck of cards, and you can like write a program. It's gonna take me 14 days to decrypt what you wrote, but like I can do it by hand."
I really did tell him that. I need to have some crypto
So
fun.
this is like a month before he gets
He
released.
goes, I don't think it's a good idea.
It's like, actually, no, dude. That's crazy. Just stop it.
How long you been out of prison now?
3.5 years.
You know you can grow your hair now. I mean, I know you had something brilliant you wanted to add down there, Mate. What was it? You looked, or are you just dumbfounded by these clowns? Right?
Exactly. I mean, I really like the story. I also sent something to Charlie when he was in there. But yeah, like we can eventually change the conversation to something that's funnier.
We didn't say
Charlie going to prison is
shit.
not
I didn't
funny.
say you shit either.
Got nothing.
We didn't know of Charlie then.
I got you into prison.
No, there was actually, so I encountered a story today, and I'm looking to see if I can find it right here. It was the SEC now warning about IEOs, right? Huge surprise. The headline is SEC.
We knew that was coming.
Issues warning about investing in initial exchange offerings, warning would-be investors about the risk involved with IEOs. Be cautious if considering. You are not an adult, and we're going to tell you what to do with your money once again. Thoughts?
I just, the whole IEO
It's like,
thing
don't
was
say
just,
anything.
it was just funny. That's all. It was like I turned on my laptop, I saw an exchange that said I'm launching an IEO, and I was like, I'm just gonna close my laptop. I need to stay out of this.
So I think no matter how hard or how bad they're trying to regulate this, technology is always going to be way ahead of the regulators
Yes.
and the lawmakers. And it really doesn't matter if it's going to be IEO or whatever three-letter words. It's just going to be, we always going to be ahead of the regulators. And, I think that matters a lot. And I think we should, just be really quick and really fast to pump things out and get things done.
Nick, can I add on to what you said? There was a speaker here yesterday who,
11.
in his talk, Nick Spanos said, you guys, each one of you was, and I don't mean to get graphic, but he's like, you were the sperm that made it out of like billions.
I will never look at you again.
Okay,
Nick called me
but-
special.
But wait, let's be
yesterday.
I am
serious.
not shaking your hand.
Let's be serious for 1 second. If you take that, I think Nick can teach us very good lessons in his own way. And the lesson that I took from that was in crypto, even if you have one good project out of 1 billion bad ones, if you didn't have the ability to have that one good with all the bad, then we would never have become a person. You know what I mean? So that has to, almost like you have to allow the market to be free
Yeah.
and inefficient until it can correct itself and become more efficient.
Screw all those lazy sperm out there.
Yeah.
They don't get any.
We are all the sperm champions from our dad. Congratulations to every one of you. You are all winners.
You made it.
Every one of you.
But if it wasn't for those lessons that were learned over the past few years, then we wouldn't have had DeFi. We wouldn't have had these things because what these companies that were offering crypto-backed loans and interest, what they learned is that, crypto people like to hold their crypto. I don't know, it took 5 years to figure that out. But now we're gonna start building infrastructure to allow people to like make money on that, and then we can make money on that. It just takes time for like any other industry or anything else, it happens faster. But our industry, we don't really know what we're doing. So it just takes a little bit more time for us to like kind of figure our shit out.
Mo, how do you feel about so much talk about sexually reproducing at your conference?
I dug our way out of that, and you just brought us right back in. I got serious. People were listening and quiet.
I think he's going to plead the fifth on that. So as long as we're talking about completely inappropriate topics, with good points, by the way, Charlie's next move is going to be Mountaintop Guru, right? People are going to be coming to him for sage advice because of his experience. Let's talk seriously. Last week, McAfee backed down from his bet. right?
Greg, can you cut his mic?
It was going to be $1 million by the end of 2020. And the question is, did he pull up his drawers too quickly? I mean, it's just January, and he's already pulling back on it. Come on,
I
Mo.
think he just realized he's inflexible
What
enough.
crypto Twitter has taught us over the past like 3 months, especially, like, and everyone, or 6 months or whatever, is that if you can't take it, then don't dish it.
I would also say this, that it seems like in the last few months we've learned that people in crypto don't really honor their bets sometimes.
That's what I mean. Also, if you got to follow through.
Yeah, you make a bet, you got to do it. But nobody wanted to see him cut off his junk. That would be no good anyway.
It wasn't cutting it off, it was eating it.
Well, how's he going to do that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
He could be,
I think that generally speculation on the price is tricky.
We asked him on the show, and we asked him if he was like, how's he going to eat it? And like, Dick Lasagna, I think was the what he was going to do.
This is the greatest conference in crypto,
This is the
ladies and
first time
gentlemen.
we've been to this conference, and probably
the last time.
So this is very good.
You knew it was a snake when you picked it up, Mo. So there you
Yeah.
go.
So we have 8 minutes left here. I know some of you folks out there probably have just an amazing question for one of these panelists. Anybody want to step up here and we'll ask a question? I think that could be really
absolutely.
cool. We got a mic right
I'll
here.
bring a
You guys
mic
got
to whoever's got a question.
Yeah, if you
Who's
got a question, go pop over there. In the meantime,
This podcast is so booming, there's 0 questions.
That's
Yeah.
so good.
I will say
No,
it's so
we've
interesting.
covered everything.
When I started speaking at conferences about Bitcoin years ago, the Q&A was like so much greater and longer, and people were asking like very basic questions like, can you explain mining and all these things? I never get those questions anymore. And when I do get questions, I start to like worry, like,
That's
oh, it's going to be a
actually
hard
good.
one.
We have a
Yeah.
question over here. Can we do one
Boy.
right here?
Say your name and where you're from first,
Sure.
please.
My
and
name's
tell us
John
how awesome we are, and then ask your question.
And your
so
favorite hobby.
Hello, check.
And your favorite color.
Hello, my
Yes.
name's John. I'm from New York. I'm a fan of the Bad Crypto podcast, so thank you guys for doing that.
Thank you, John.
I'm also a member of Crypto IQ, so thank you, Charlie, for that company.
Okay.
Awesome.
Done with that.
The one member.
This might be a tough
Your
one.
favorite color, please.
You have a few hundred.
Blue. I like blue.
Right on.
Yeah.
No, yellow. No.
So for the question for Charlie, maybe a tough one, but if you had to distill your whole experience that you had in prison into one life lesson, what would you say?
That's a good one.
Money max are the way of the future? Maybe? That's a good question.
All right, we got one more question over here.
You know, there's a lot of lessons, a lot of good things that came out of that experience. One of them is the ability to sit by yourself for long periods of time and like not have to like pick up a cell phone and stuff like that. Humility, you know, I try. It's not easy, but humility training was really good because, I mean, the first thing they do is strip you of your dignity and your name and everything. So that, I don't know. You should ask my wife because she was there at every visit, so she can tell you more.
We've got one more question right over here. Hold on.
Yeah, what's up, guys? My name's Jason. My question is for each of you. Like, in every conference, there's always one project that catches your eye. Has there been that one project in this conference that's caught your eye?
Start over here, and you can't say Bitcoin Cash.
This is a good question.
Do you want to pass?
Sorry, no, nothing.
Marshall?
There's some interesting gaming stuff going on. I don't think anybody's cracked it quite yet, but I'm not going to name any names. But there's some gaming stuff that's cool.
I like Bobby Lee's ballet wallet. I had him on the show recently, and he, it's cool. It brought me back to like the old Cassatius coin days. I think, you know, the spark, the funness of crypto. It's good to have that, and so, you know, being able to give those out to people and everything is awesome. So that's, you know, he's giving it out to everyone.
I like the word the funness. I think that's
Fun.
great.
Is that a real word?
Excellent wordifying. We're big fans of wordifying. Mo, please all of your sponsors and tell them which one project you think is the best.
He charges for this sponsorship right here.
Yeah.
Naming, I will name you on stage.
I think Crypto IQ is,
Snap.
Oh, thank
is
you.
really where you want to burn money. You just go online.
We do have a cool product coming out if I can chill for
Nope,
a second.
sorry, we're running out of time.
Oh, shit.
There's a lot of what we're seeing at this conference is a lot less companies where you can say, which company did you like, and let me give you some money and let me invest in that and buy that coin. That's not happening at this event. This event is some big companies that are building.
I don't think there are there any.
I'm speaking now. So I think it's. I think there's a lot of great projects here being worked on, and a lot of big companies here. And it isn't one, let me just buy that coin and wait for it to pump. It is just good companies. Besides for Bad Crypto Podcast being a sponsor, the rest are very good.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
We're
You
very
do know
bad.
he was in prison. I'd see a shiv stick, and you just
better
be
watch
careful, dude. Well, let's
I can
bring
make a shiv out of anything.
Out of a microphone.
Let's bring it to the wider crypto space, and let's just each of you, not a project that you're directly related into, pick one project that it really has your attention. Let's go back the other way. Start with you, Mo.
Again, this thing with the basketball player being able to forward sell his earnings is cool. They've done this in the States, I think, broadly for university students to be able to offset their debt by offering a percentage of their earnings going forward. So a doctor can take a loan for money and pay it back with their earnings in the future. That sort of thing seems like a very good blockchain application.
But what's the repercussions if they don't pay? Like slavery?
Yes.
They call it indentured servitude.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
So like you're not securitizing. What are you securitizing in that situation?
These things are being offset by reinsurers, but
Okay.
there is a process.
It seems like
there.
a gray area, though. It does.
But with
The reinsurers and underwriters, that could work.
that could with that, and it does work, and they take a percentage as well. But for athletes, where it's guaranteed earnings, that's an interesting application, and that's an interesting application to unlock that much money early on and allow these top athletes to be able to earn money off of that.
But what
That-
about
that's the whole
college
thing.
athletes who can't accept money to be able to like tokenize themselves?
They could tokenize themselves, but so the laws within some of these sports organizations need to be figured out. But this is something which is not open to the public and not able to be invested in. That's interesting. But there isn't really a lot of companies building this out. It's somehow under the auspices of security tokens, but it isn't really.
Charlie?
I'm formulating my response. Marshall?
I'm gonna give the most boring nerd response. There's some new mining chips from Samsung. Okay, thanks.
Cool.
I'm really excited about SLP tokens on the Bitcoin Cash blockchain.
Of course.
We've got
Where-
another question.
where else, Charlie?
You guys want?
As you should
I'm
be.
totally teasing him.
Have you formulated yet, Charlie?
No, what I was
Crypto IQ's
Yeah.
new season coming.
Okay, that's
honestly,
lame.
if you go to untoldstories.com, I have
Yes.
5 sponsors
Come on.
there.
eToro.
I
Here
love
we
the
go.
whole space. There's really, it's not fair to start naming 1 or 2 or 3 projects. I am on a mission this year to go out, and if you're like a crypto company, a Bitcoin company, and you have an office with like dozens of people working there, I want to come visit you. I want to like meet your team. I want to talk to your team. Meet your operation. I want to get like back on the road and do that again. So I've been doing that. I was just in Atlanta hanging out with BitPay the past few days, just talking to their team. There's like 50 people. Some of their employees have been working there for 5+ years, and a lot of people are alumni. Mo is an alumni of BitPay, actually.
Very nice.
This is the kind of student you're turning out, really?
They're the longest running Bitcoin company, the oldest blockchain company in the world. And you go there, and it's like, they're still like a startup. And I don't mean to like put out one. It's just so I want to keep doing that. I want to. This is 2020 is the year where I fall again in love with Bitcoin.
Yeah. All right, Mo, we got a minute left here. So what can the fine folks here expect from 2021 North American Bitcoin Conference? You got anything cool cooking up?
We're gonna have the Bad Crypto Podcast back, better than ever.
Uh-oh.
I hear there's 2 new show hosts.
After some retraining, reorganization.
I think what's cool is that at events like this, let's say this year, right? A bunch of people have met new people. There's a bunch of new people here, and they're all sharing business cards. Many of them will have created companies from this event or from the last event, and then next year will be in the sponsor hall with a booth or on stage because they've built something through the connections they made here. So what's cool about these events, and not just my event, all the events in crypto space, some are better than others. This one's the best, obviously, but each one has value in that there's serendipity that can happen when you go around and you meet crypto people. Like what Charlie's talking about is he wants somebody else to pay his travel bill so he can go around America meeting Bitcoin companies.
Stop telling people
And
my
I'm
ideas
talking.
That's a great idea.
But
around the world.
but it's if you're in the industry, you should expose yourself to. You should surround
Yikes.
yourself.
Go to meetups.
You should surround yourself by
Time
as
is
many.
up.
I just hope you don't pull that I'm talking crap with your wife, because, man.
Just don't go to Ripple meetups. And
Try
you're
to
good
surround
go.
yourself
Go
by
to
as many
Ripple
people as
meetup.
possible.
Nice.
Really, like the more meetups, the more whatever you can go to, the more people you meet, the bigger and better this industry becomes, and the more people that you bring into the fold, whether it's your Airbnb host or concierge, or whether it's somebody you meet on the street and say, hey, let me open a wallet for you. Let me open a Bitcoin Cash wallet for you. Let me share with you a Ballet wallet, whatever. It makes the industry bigger, better for everybody.
I used to not like going out to eat with Roger anymore because he'd always spend the whole first hour convincing them to accept Bitcoin. And I'm like, oh, I just want to eat my Korean food already.
Hey, thanks to the panel.
Give them
for
all a
this
big round of
great time.
applause.
Yes. And thank you to all of you. Please subscribe to Bad Crypto Podcast, badcryptopodcast.com. This interview will be out in episode number 361 next week.
That's true. Stay bad.
Stay bad.
Presented by Crypto IQ.